You know that feeling when you write something and it's just kind of flat? It works, sure, but it's not memorable. Well, today we are going to fix that. We're going to take one of the most basic sentences you can imagine and completely transform it. By the end, you'll have a whole new writer's toolkit. Let's dive in. So, does your writing ever feel like it's just missing that certain something, that spark? If you've ever looked at your own words and thought, man, this could be so much better, then you are in exactly the right place. Okay, this is our starting point, our blank canvas. The girl opened the door. It doesn't get much simpler than that, right? But believe me, by the time we're done, we're going to turn this simple little sentence into something you won't forget. All right, first things first. Every good sentence, every good story needs a scene. You can't just have things happening in a vacuum. So our first mission is to add some layers, some context, to really ground the reader in the moment. Our very first tool for the toolkit is the noun phrase. So instead of just saying the girl, we build around that word to give the reader more info. What kind of girl is she? What she's feeling? This is how we start painting a picture of our character. And next up, we've got the adverbial phrase. This one is all about the action. It answers the big questions. How did she do it? When did it happen? Where? This is how we start to build a real atmosphere. It's not just what happens anymore, it's how it all goes down. And boom, here's our first upgrade. We added nervous to describe the girl. That's our noun phrase. And cautiously tells us how she did it. That's our adverbial phrase. Right away, the sentence has so much more tension, a clearer image. Big difference, right? Okay, great. We've set a little scene. But what if we want to add some backstory, some deeper info without having to start a whole new sentence? Well, this is where we get really smart with our words. This brings us to our next tool, the relative clause. Now, this thing is a secret weapon. It lets you tuck a whole mini story right into the middle of your sentence. It's an amazing way to add another layer of detail without slowing anything down. So let's plug it in. Look at that, whose hands trembled. That little phrase slipped right in there tells us so much. We don't just know she's nervous, we can actually see it. It's a perfect example of showing, not just telling. All right, the structure is solid, the details are there. Now, it is time for the power-up. This is all about swapping out those weak, everyday words for strong, precise ones that really pack a punch. This is where writing truly comes alive. You know, this is about making your words work harder for you. Strong adjectives and strong verbs. They do all the heavy lifting. They paint that vivid picture in the reader's head all by themselves. They are the engine of exciting writing. I mean, just look at the difference. Good is fine, I guess. But is it excellent? Is it superb? And why say walk slowly when you could say creep, stagger, or tiptoe? Each one of those is an entire story in a single word. A lot of pro writers actually keep what they call writing banks, just collections of awesome, powerful words. Think of this table as a tiny little writing bank. Instead of just happy, you've got a whole spectrum of emotions. Instead of just say, you've got a world of different voices. And back to our sentence we go. We've swapped opened for pushed open, which makes you feel the effort, and we added heavy wooden to describe the door. Now you can feel its weight, hear the creak. The scene is just getting more and more real. So we've got detail, we've got power, what's left? The magic, the final flourish. These next tools are all about adding your unique voice and style, the stuff that makes writing not just clear, but memorable. You definitely know what a simile is. It's like a brilliant little shortcut for the reader's brain. When you compare two totally different things with like or as, you create this instant, powerful image. It makes abstract feelings feel super concrete. And then there's personification. This one is so cool. It's when you give human qualities to things that aren't human. The storm isn't just a storm, it's an angry storm. The wind doesn't just blow, it whispers. This technique literally breathes life into the world you're creating. And here we are, the final moment. We've collected all our tools, we've built this sentence up piece by piece. Let's take a look back at the journey and see the incredible final transformation. Remember this little guy? This is where we started. Plain, simple, does the job. Now, get ready for the reveal. The nervous girl, whose hands trembled, cautiously pushed open the heavy wooden door, which groaned like a tired old man. Wow, just listen to that. That's not just a sentence telling you what happened. That is a moment. That's a whole story.
And let's just quickly break it down. You can see every single tool we talked about all working together in perfect harmony. We have our noun phrase, our relative clause, the strong verb and adjectives, and that amazing final simile giving the door a soul. It's all there.
So, now it's your turn. All of these tools, they're officially in your writer's toolkit now. You have the power. So the only question left is, what simple sentence are you going to transform into something brilliant,